Our man doesn't get too wound up too often, but the last 24 hours after returning from a big week in Tassie, has he got his eye in nice and early, sort of Viv Richards style.
If you aspire to be in the world of journalism,
Yes.
Jim, it's fundamentals that you've got to adhere to.
Do I need to hit the sting first, or are you just wanting to go?
No, I'm getting... What sting?
Sting.
You've got
All right, Rosie.
Pour.
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 All right, here
Thanks
we
for
go.
that. If you want to aspire to be a journalist of some credibility in this town,
Yes.
you need to adhere to the principles of accuracy
Yes.
and thoroughness.
That's it.
That's it.
Facts.
And when I look at our man Warrior,
The
that's what I
best.
see.
That's
Accurate
it.
and thorough.
That's it.
If you're going to accuse an organisation that happens to be the oldest television station in this country, the trendsetter,
That's it.
and a poor old show that's limped along into its 22nd year,
Of dominant ratings.
if you want to have them as your target, Jim,
That's it.
I suggest you check your facts, you double check them,
Yep.
and then you go back and you perhaps do another little check.
I sense he's
Right.
done a lot of homework here,
Now,
go.
when you get all those ducks in a row,
Yes.
then you can chuck your chest out, sizable or otherwise,
Yes.
and wander in whatever medium is, and off you go, because you are then certain of where you sit.
Ready.
You're armed.
You're armed. So I was away, as you said, during the
You
week.
were.
And I didn't hear any of this. But our man John Ralph, he thought, here's my chance. I'm going to wander on to SEN.
Knew you'd gone across water into another part of the
No,
country.
well,
Sensed your absence.
I do wish I had seen it before Thursday night. Thought, here's my chance. I'm going to go and aim one at the big Channel 9. I'm going to take them down, and all the 28 Twitter followers, they'll get excited with me. They'll go, look at Ralphie. Look at him. He's taking on the big dogs. Oh, good work. So he said, righto, I'm going to bowl into a radio station, into a man that's broadcast Kevin Bartlett for a long
Yes,
time. A
he
long
has.
time. So
Very-
Kevin expects his people to be on the money.
Sharp.
So he sort of said, just stand back and let me go. And this is concerning some vision around Alistair Clarkson
Yes.
that we saw, and also I think Chris Judd further down the chat.
Lygon Street, yes.
So Chris Judd wrote an article in The Age, coincidentally a paper that John doesn't write for.
Right.
And he's...
Good article.
It was. And it
Really
was
good.
about the danger of organisations paying for footage now in the social media, and what, and that's exactly right. So and then he proceeded, John, to not only give advice to Channel 9 and the Footy Show, but also to Chris Judd,
Really?
which I thought was staggering. Let's have a listen.
If he wants to write these articles, he needs to take the next step. And that's to march into Channel 9 headquarters, who of course pay him extremely well for the Footy Show and pay his wife to be on postcards, and say, the problem is with Channel 9. Now, Channel 9, I think, paid $5,000 for the incident of Clarko. So if he really wants to make a stand, well, he says to Channel 9, unless you stop this checkbook journalism, unless you stop rewarding these people for these silly incidents, well, I won't ever work for you, and my wife won't work for you. So I'd love to see what Chris Judd is going to do next. I'm suggesting that he should, in his next article, say, I've challenged Channel 9's executives. The next time he's on the footage, say, hey guys, why did we pay for that Alistair Clarkson footage?
Could a man be more wrong?
Well,
Could he give worse advice to someone than Chris Judd?
Listen to him.
Johnny boy, no. Let's get this straight up and down, champ. The basis of your whole rant, your whole chest-thumping editorial was that Channel 9 paid for an interview, for vision of Alistair Clarkson. Wrong on every front. Had you happened to make a phone call, buddy, and just tried to check out the facts, you would have saved yourself the embarrassment of taking down Chris Judd. And have the balls to come out and say, Chris Judd, I'm calling you a hypocrite. I am saying you have got double standards. That's what you are accusing this great man of. Had Chris Judd taken your advice, by the way, John, he would have bowled into the Channel 9 executive officers and slammed the table and said, this is a disgrace, you bloke. And they would have looked at him and said, what are you talking about, Chris? No one paid $5,000 for any Hawthorn vision. And if he was to come on when he comes on the Footy Show next time and you want him to address it on the Footy Show, would have embarrassed himself again, John.
but hang on, Gary. I'm a little confused. I'm going down the Mickey Roberts path. I heard a moment ago the words, why did we pay for that Alistair Clarkson footage? Are you looking me in the eye, and therefore the millions of Triple M viewers and all the Wolfpack and everyone else, and saying that no money passed hands for that Alistair
When
Clarkson.
you're going to go with that as the basis for your big look at me, I'm going to take them on, that's your big statement, you check that out there.
So
Now,
you're saying no money passed hands for that
I'm
footage?
promising you that. And you know why? Because I rang 10 people.
Where can you
I
say
rang
that?
10. Well, because he got it wrong. He got that excited with himself and thought he was going to make such a big impact that he failed to do what good journalists do. Check your source. Check,
But
check.
you can't
and
get that
recheck.
wrong.
Twice. Got it wrong twice.
No.
Okay? So then he kept going. He said, all right, Channel 9 are in the same boat. This is what he had to say here.
Channel 9 are the worst perpetrators of these kind of things. They pay a lot of money for a lot of stories. Channel 9, they do it every week. I've no doubt if he wasn't contracted to Channel 9, if they couldn't have got a nice interview with him at Icon Park talking about it, they would have bought that Channel 9, that Lygon Street footage in an absolute heartbeat.
Don't ever profess to speak on Channel 9's behalf, John. You'd have no idea what Channel 9 would or wouldn't do, and you've demonstrated that by this ill-considered rant of yours. And furthermore, there's someone else you shouldn't speak for.
And at least Gary Lyon, when they were talking about it on Footy Classified, and they said, what a shame that Channel 7 paid for this footage. And Gary said, hey, well, we're part of the problem at times. Whoops, I can't remember what it is. Let's not be holier than thou. At least Gazza knows. Footy Show pays, Current Affair pays, 60 Minutes pays. They all pay.
Don't ever profess to speak for me, John. Ever. The reason I didn't want to make a big deal, I knew very well that Channel 7 had paid for that vision, John, but in that moment I didn't want to beat my chest like you and say, we didn't pay, Channel 7 did. I just made the point that we needed to be careful. So this is what we're going to do.
All right. Well, where does he go from here?
Don't give me an apology on your Twitter account or anyone else.
Someone told us he's already attempted that.
Yeah, and don't ever start an apology with, I'm sorry, but... Just deal with these facts.
That's it.
So I think is he on every week on SEN? This is what we want.
Yeah.
This is what we want next week. I'll give you. These are who you can start with.
What about Rebecca?
Start with Chris Judd and Rebecca Judd. They're your first two.
Yep.
Rebecca Judd is a strong, fantastic female presenter at the Channel 9 network on the news. On Postcards, got her own show. She's a star, so don't just try and lump her in with the fact with Chris Judd. Then go and apologise to Juddy for calling him a hypocrite and having double standards. Move on to Channel 9. You can throw the Footy Show in, although that'll pain you because you guys aren't allowed to mention the two words. Then I would apologise to Kevin Bartlett. And maybe KB might just say, don't come back because you got it so horribly wrong. And start with SEN. So this is the final thing. Johnny said, right, he puffed himself up. He pulled out an arrow from his quiver and he dipped it in poison and he pulled it back with all his strength and he let it go. And the bow snapped, the whole arrow wrapped around his ears and the arrow dribbled out impotently, fell to the floor, landed between his toes and shot himself in the foot. Jim!
Oh, no!
You missed, Johnny. We look forward to your
come on.
response. I know you're big enough to cob it on the chin and we look forward to it.
Well, Channel 9 have got to be unequivocally apologised to, surely.
There's 6 there I've mentioned.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, well, that'll come
What
out.
about the goat?
No, go. He doesn't need an interview. Don't get it. Hey, we all get it wrong now and then. But when you want to go up and make it one of those big occasional, look at me, I'm going to go bang,
Get really moral.
bang, bang,
And then it ends up going.
and then no credibility in this caper. That's what it's all about.
I'm
Channel
glad
9
he's
paid
got it off his
$5,000 for the Alistair Clarkson. They should have. Hey, Johnny, they didn't, mate. Make one call, you could have saved yourself the embarrassment.
All right, for Holden.
He's got it off his chest
I
now.
think poor paws off his chest.
Yeah.
And it
back.
needed to come off his
It did.
chest because,
Earlier,
let's be
JB.
honest. Let's be
The
honest.
first hour, he's grumpy.
You can get stuff right, or you can get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, apologise for getting it wrong and move on. This is Australia. We'll put up with that.
I feel sorry for his family the last couple of days, guys. He would have given him nothing. I played well. Don't shut up, son. I've got something on my chest.
I only
Gotta get
heard
it
of
off.
it yesterday, Spuddy boy. That's first I heard.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, I'm waiting for the response.
Well, this is like a footy
yeah.
team. The response is what we look for.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to cop it on the chin.
Well,
don't you?
there's one or two ways. You either just go, yeah, right, hand you high in the air.
Yep.
And
Got it wrong.
It's not like this is a grey area job.
No,
It's
exactly.
not like this is, I'm going to argue my case.
That's it.
Either you did or you didn't, and he did.
Yep.
And so now we'll just wait and see how it's... And I know how you should do it.
Yep.
You just go, yeah, fair enough. Got me right whack, and I'll apologise, and I'll do it on the right. I won't do it at 10 past 11 on Twitter, because that's not going to
No.
interest me. I'm not on Twitter.
No, you're not. And I've had a couple come my way in the past.
Yeah,
Apologies.
that's right.
And they've come through broken glass.
Yeah.
The apologer has been real unhappy about
Well,
delivering them.
sometimes
But Gary,
you
just got to front up. You got to look down the
Spit 'em
barrel, and you got to say, "I got it wrong."
That's it.
It hurts.
That's it.
But you got to do it.
You get greater respect for
Well,
it.
you do, and then you move on.
That's how you earn the respect.
That's
Jim.
it. So
If
we
you-
will
if you
watch.
start going, but,
And
not interested.
no one's interested.
But nothing.